Trinamool Congress may split. Lot of reports say that 8 out of their 13 Rajya Sabha MPs will now join Bharatiya Janata Party. These were parties that is actually posing a real threat, a real challenge to Bharatiya Janata Party. One by one, these parties are gone. What are we hoping to get? What are we hoping to be? A one-party, I won't call that democracy, a one-party country? Every time a party breaks, please understand, what has actually broken is your opportunity to vote and to be democratic. Mind you, Lok Sabha 2029 may be a different West Bengal and a different Mamata Banerjee. She will resurrect. Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Now, let's discuss Trinamool Congress. The reason I am discussing Trinamool Congress is because lot of reports that Trinamool Congress may split. Lot of reports say that 8 out of their 13 Rajya Sabha MPs will now join Bharatiya Janata Party. So on and so forth. So, lots of reports floating. And there's some reality too, because around 100 councillors in 7 civic bodies resigned from TMC. Almost every second MLA who got elected this time around in 2026 assembly elections seemed to be kind of upset with TMC. So there is a lot of chaos going on. So under this kind of environment and in this ecosystem, let's talk about what happens if TMC splits and what is the future of India if regional parties like TMC gets decimated. Chalo. Let's start with the first. The concept of operation and running political parties like a proprietorship company. What I mean by this is TMC per se, a lot of people who are dissenting, a lot of people who are very against TMC, or a lot of people who started speaking about TMC after, of course, they lost the election, are people who are blaming Abhishek Banerjee, Mamata Banerjee's nephew. They're not blaming Mamata Banerjee. Possibly because the nephew was the one who was taking all the decisions. I mean, that's what people say. The nephew didn't fight to become a leader. He was given the leadership in a platter, like a lot of other leaders in this country. Leadership came to him in a platter. And mind you, leadership came to him in a platter and he was in power. It is not that he sat in the opposition, he was humiliated like possibly Rahul Gandhi was. He had to face a lot of humiliation, face a lot of criticism, trolling, and then he fought. It didn't happen that way either. He was there in the political party and he was given power. He had all the powers in the world and he didn't do much of fighting for it. He was there in the party when the party was in power. This is the point I wanted to make. And if you see, most of the criticisms, most of the objections are pointing towards Abhishek Banerjee and not towards Mamata Banerjee. The point is possibly Mamata Banerjee ran her political party like a proprietorship company, the mom and pop shop, where she decides and her family decides. That's my point number 1. The point number 2, which we saw lately, is deceit. Deceit, absolute deceit. People who were falling at Mamata Banerjee's feet the moment elections were lost. The moment elections were lost, next day, you see them criticizing Mamata Banerjee. And they thought everything that Mamata Banerjee did was wrong. Till yesterday, they were praising that same Mamata Banerjee. Yesterday, they were supporting that same TMC. Yesterday, they were supporting that same, you saw that you saw that beyond TMC also. You saw that in AAP also, our good Raghav Chadda. These people, till yesterday, you support a political party, and the moment your political party becomes powerless, or the moment you need some help from the other political party, you jump there and you start criticizing. This is something that is absolutely shows how shallow our politics has become and how shallow our politicians have become. Now, the reason for this, again, I go back, is because lack of ideology. You see, politics is not for opportunity. Politics is not a career option in that sense. Politics is a job. Politics is a profession that you take up because you are passionate about an ideology, about a principle that you follow. That thought process, that principle puts you into politics. That drives you into politics. It's like a inner passion. And when there is no inner passion and then there is no ideology, you are either into politics because you have this leader who you are very enamored with, or you have this leader who you are close to, so that leader gets you into politics, which is what happens most of the cases. You are in politics because you get social clout and you become a gunda in your area. If these are the reason why you are in politics, this is what you see. You've seen that in Maharashtra, you've seen that in Delhi, you've seen that in every state. Every state where ideology just doesn't matter, you've seen this. People just jump without blinking your eyelid. Till yesterday, who speaks about secularism jumps and becomes the chief minister of a party that talks about Hindu first, without blinking an eyelid. So my second point is deceit and lack of ideology. My third point is vendetta. Something that, the better part of my life, I used to follow politics from a very early age of my life. I liked politics. So with advertising, I also would follow politics very closely. And most of my younger life, I have never seen this kind of vendetta. When a political party wins, that particular political party puts the other opposition leaders behind bars, that they break their offices, they break the party itself, they try and pull people off the party. There are politicians one of the politicians in Maharashtra, Bharatiya Janata Party politician in Maharashtra had said that, we are washing machine. He had openly admitted to it, and that is how the washing machine term came into politics. He called them Nirma, washing powder. He called them washing powder, and then it was, I guess, evolved into washing machine, and this happened. Hear this out.
पण ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी आहे, आमच्याजवळ वॉशिंग मशीन आहे. आमच्यात आला की आम्ही त्याच्यात टाकतो, स्वच्छ धुतो आणि मग आमच्या लाईनीत उभा करतो. पहा त्याला, हे वॉशिंग मशीन मध्ये निरमा पावडर टाकतो, गुजरातचं निरमा पावडर, आणि तेव्हा तो माणूस स्वच्छ होतो आणि आपल्या पार्टीमध्ये घेतो.
And now that's what's happening everywhere. You threaten politicians, you get them to break, you break political parties, you break their offices. You arrest their workers. Of course, a lot of them were goons, by the way. Let me also tell you that. But you arrest them, you make them parade half naked in their underwears. I mean, is that even law? Is there a law that allows you to do that? Parade people in underwears. I'm not saying that guy who has been paraded is a good man. He is not. He is a goon, I'm told. But is this the way we are going to run our country? Is this the civilization that we are? You see, this brings to my last point. My last point is every regional party is either decimated or in the way to decimation. Like I said, be it Shiva Sena, be it NCP, be it AAP, every second party, be it Akali Dal, they don't exist anymore. A Bahujan Samaj Party. These are parties that exist, they don't exist anymore. They were strong, huge parties, and these were the parties that were actually a challenge to Bharatiya Janata Party, not Congress so much. One by one, these parties are gone. What are we hoping to get? What are we hoping to be? A one-party, I won't call that democracy, a one-party country? The only thing that changes possibly could be the Prime Minister after 150 years? Is that what we are hoping to be? A lot of people write to me saying that, it is great. You see how TMC will be decimated. You see how Shiv Sena is decimated. What are you celebrating? You are celebrating the decimation of your own democracy. You please understand. You are not celebrating anything else. You are celebrating the decimation of your own democracy. What are you celebrating? You see, the best of leaders, statesmen in India, they always said, it is not manabhed, it is matabhed. An opposition party, you may have a difference of opinion, but that doesn't make him your enemy. And the fact is, at some point in time, like Atal Bihari Vajpayee again said that, if he wanted, he could have broken parties and continued his government. Remember the 13 days government, he could have continued, but he decided not to. Because that's not how politics is run. That's not how democracy is preserved. Every time a party breaks, please understand, what has actually broken is your opportunity to vote and to be democratic. That's what's broken in your state. And like I said, if we are celebrating, then I think the joke is on us. My last 2 points. A lot of people say that, listen, what happened to CPIM in West Bengal will happen to TMC. That's the fate that TMC awaits. Lot of people say that. Lot of experts say that. I beg to differ. I beg to differ is because, again, I will look at it from a brand prism. You see, a brand that is trained and that is capable to fight a tough market and has fought a tough market right from the inception, right from the launch, to remove that brand from a market would be very difficult. What I mean by that is, right from 1998, when Trinamool Congress was formed by Mamata Banerjee faced everything. Even as a leader of a very popular party in West Bengal, she faced lathis. She faced, she had fist fights. She faced all of that. And she continues to face it, and she has no problem to face it again tomorrow. She is tough. She is not entitled like Abhishek Banerjee, what I was mentioning in the beginning of my presentation. She is not like Abhishek Banerjee. She has faced, and she is capable enough to go back and face it again. A tough brand in a tough market. That brand will resurrect itself. Because that brand's character itself is to resurrect. In fact, if that brand, there is no problem, the environment is completely smooth, all smooth sailing, smooth going, that brand may have a problem. Because that doesn't gel with the character of that brand, and that's exactly what Mamata Banerjee is. Had everything been great, and if she continues for the next 30 years without having any problems, possibly she would have not, she will not be able to perform to her best. This is an opportunity for her. So, mind you, Lok Sabha 2029 may be a different West Bengal and a different Mamata Banerjee. She will resurrect. I am not therefore claiming or predicting and all. That is not my job to say that, they will come back with huge numbers and all. But I am definitely very sure that this is not the end of TMC. Point number 1. Point number 2. This is possibly the biggest opportunity for the Congress. The biggest opportunity. Unfortunately, Congress is still squabbling with Karnataka and, trying to change ministers and chief ministers and all that. But this is the biggest opportunity for Congress. Because mind you, every time a party falls, Congress has an opportunity to resurrect in that particular area. Whether it is Maharashtra, whether it is West Bengal, whether it is Delhi, Congress has an opportunity. Congress needs to view this very, very carefully. That's the point I wanted to make. Till I see you next time. That's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.